Shelters of Russia's far eastern city of Vladivostok are getting a new lease of life. That's our top story this hour. There's more than 200 of these bunkers, and many of them are being turned into nightclubs, but only on the condition that they remain ready to protect people in case of attack. RT's Oksana Boyka delves deep under the city.
Going 6 feet under, but to save your life. Exploring bomb shelters has long been a favorite pastime for the students in the Russian city of Vladivostok. But with North Korean rockets flying just a few hundred kilometers away, it's a hobby with a rather more practical edge nowadays.
Due to its semi-military status, Vladivostok has more bomb shelters than many other Russian cities. But as you can see, their condition leaves much to be desired. In fact, the local authorities have already warned that less than half of the city's 266 bunkers could offer refuge in the event of a nuclear strike.
Crumbling tunnels and decaying gas masks, all that's left of this once top-notch shelter. Built in 1940s as a refuge for the highest party and military officials, it used to boast oak doors and expensive furniture, everything you need to wait out danger in style.
Unlike standard bomb shelters where people would be sitting in their hundreds with no space to stretch their legs, this facility had separate rooms for family members, servants and staff. They could live here for 2 months with no contact with the outside world.
Much of this underground luxury has long since gone. After being decommissioned in 2000, the shelter was raided by looters. This generator was robbed of silver and copper parts. Telephone cables are gone too.
If need be, this facility could still provide refuge. Of course, it needs serious renovation, but it's still standing firm.
For some of the 20th century, Vladivostok lived in fear of Japanese invasion, providing enough reason and funds for construction and maintenance of bomb shelters. But with the collapse of the Soviet Union, the money dried up, turning these bunkers into budgetary black holes. The solution came from an unexpected source. This may be the last thing you'd imagine doing in a bomb shelter, but that's what keeps it operational. According to emergency laws, the dinosaurs must make way for people in under 6 hours, so they can avoid extinction.
If something happens, I think people would be more than happy to stay here for a while. There are plenty of food and drinks here, and we know how to keep them busy.
From stores to bakeries to nightclubs, hundreds of bomb shelters across Russia have been rented out, a practice that officials say pays healthy dividends.
Renting out these shelters helps towards the maintenance costs, but at the same time, they're ready to accept victims of emergency situations.
So being stuck underground is sometimes not the worst place to be, especially when living next door to North Korea. Oksana Boyka, RT, Primorsky region.